Hello, welcome to the Sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Open Series in Washington, D.C. I'm Nick Miller alongside Zach Jesse. How you doing?
Doing great.
Now, you're a Open Series champion from last year, Baltimore, Mono Black Devotion.
That's right.
But you are known for playing the Blue-White Heroic deck. You championed it at the Pro Tour.
Yep.
You played it to a 14-1 Swiss finish
In
at Seattle for the first big two-day Open.
Yep.
But today you're bringing something different to the table, White-Red Heroic.
Yeah.
How'd you come to this conclusion, and why is Blue-White Heroic not where you want to be?
All right, so I'll address your second question first.
Okay.
I don't think Blue-White Heroic is where you want to be right now, because I think there are a lot of Fate Reforged cards that really are good against it. Case in point, Wild Slash, for example, is a way that a red opponent can kill your guy very quickly. I think the Blue Exile a creature card for 2 mana is good against it. But I think most importantly is the new Fleshbag Marauder Merciless Executioner, I think.
The 3/1 comes in, both people sack a dude.
Yeah, so unless you've got multiple guys out, there's really no way for Blue-White Heroic to deal with that. You know, Crackling Doom, you can always Stubborn Denial it.
Right.
That guy, you're just SOL, so.
Okay.
So, I had no idea what I wanted to play today. I had been testing for the Pro Tour and playing mostly Modern and drafting, and I thought to myself, you know, I want to play something completely different and interesting. Giving creatures double strike is I have a soft spot in my heart for that.
You were known in Modern for playing some very crazy Kiln Fiend, you know, double striking, just madness stuff.
I moneyed at the last Modern SCG Premier event that I played in Richmond with a sort of a weird deck that I've been calling Hop Lightning.
Yes. Very fun deck.
Yeah, it's a lot. I stream with it occasionally. So, when I saw Temur Battle Rage, I immediately said to myself, I want to play that card in Standard. So at 9:48 this morning, I didn't exactly know what I was going to play, but I brought a bunch of cards with me.
Yeah.
And so I sat down and built the masterpiece that you see before you.
And Temur Battle Rage, new card from Fate Reforged. You're going to see it in drafts sometimes. It's a powerful card there, but conjoined with the heroic mechanic, that's going to lead to some craziness, especially when you look at your creature suite in this deck. Not your typical heroic build. You don't have Hero of Iroas.
That's right.
And you're moving up into Fabled Heroes and a Crowan Linebreaker.
Yeah, I'm probably the only person playing a Crowan Linebreaker today. And I'm playing it because it's more of a all-in type creature. Like, if you just play a Crowan Linebreaker turn 3 and turn 4 you Titan Strength and Temur Battle Rage it, that's 18 damage just by itself, and it has evasion. 2 types of evasion, really. So.
Right. You can also combo it with God's Willing if for some reason they have a red creature or whatever. Like, there's just so many shenanigans this deck can do.
Yeah.
Now, talk about how you don't have Hero of Iroas in here. Instead, you have a Crowan Skyguard.
Yeah. So when I sat down to think about the deck, I thought about, you know, I immediately put Hero of Iroas in there to begin with, and I thought to myself, you know, I don't think that this guy is very good. I'm only playing 3 ordeals, so it's, you know, bonus in that regard is not really relevant. And I also thought that the flying would be much better than the 2/2 body.
Yeah.
So I think evasion is key in this deck, where you're just trying to, like, you know, combo them out, so to speak.
Much more explosive.
Yeah.
Now, you've got the 3 ordeal of Perforos. You know, you don't have the ordeal of Thassa, and you don't have the ordeal of Heliod main deck, but you got some in the board.
I do have some in the board, so the reason I don't have these guys main deck is because they're a little slower, and I just wanted to be able to, like, get people. I'm playing less 1-drops. You know, a Skyguard isn't great with an ordeal on it because it still dies to Bile Blight or Lightning Strike. And I wanted to try these guys out as sort of a way to, you know, slap down and kill something immediately, which I thought would be great. To address what I think you're going to get to, where's the card draw?
Exactly, no ordeal of Thassa.
Yeah, so that is sort of an issue. I'm running 2 Dragon Mantles, which do draw you a card, and I'm running 4 Titan Strength, which allow you to scry. You know, it's not perfect, but in general, I don't think these games are going to last as long as those with Blue-White. With Blue-White, you're sort of incrementally dealing more and more damage, and with these, you're just trying to, like, kill them as fast as possible sometimes. So
definitely. Of course, you've got, you know, Defiant Strike as well. Get some card drawing out of there, get some bonuses, and, you know, you can use the Titan Strength in the upkeep
to scry,
look at the card, figure out where you're going from there. Now, the 2 Fabled Hero, and you've only got 1 of the 04s in here. So you're going with more of a tapped land, first turn into bigger stuff.
Yeah, so I'm playing 21 lands, which is 1 more than the blue-white heroic deck that I've been playing, and that's a concession to the 3 drops that I'm playing. So I'm playing less 2 drops and sort of going for a bigger guy. I felt like it was worth it because they're just so much more powerful than, say, Laguna Band Trailblazer or Hero of Iroas, that I felt like I wanted to be able to ensure I could get them out on turn 3. I don't know. We'll see if it works. I'm 2-0 right now.
Well, the deck looks very powerful. Of course, you've got an Ajani's Presence and some Feeder Resistance. I've already seen you kill people on turn 4 with just some wild combinations of cards. You steamrolled blue-black control. You just beat a 5-color Chromanticore deck, which, a lot of blockers. They got Siege Rhinos and stuff like that, but you just beat him before it was a factor.
Well, yeah, he was at 18, so I don't fault him for not blocking. But then Seeker of the Way got a Titan Strength and a Defiant Strike, and then got Double Strike, so that was it.
A lot of damage out of nowhere. I expect people are not going to be ready for the Teamward Battle Rage.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's take a look at the sideboard. You grab some cards from your boxes you own, some red-white cards.
Yeah. So I would say perhaps it's not as fine-tuned as it could be. Perhaps less than ideal.
We get to figure some stuff out today. So you've got some Reflecting Poems. Against the decks that are trying to deal massive amounts of damage.
Yeah, so when I was playing Blue-White Heroic, while Crackling Doom is a very troublesome card, no card was actually worse than Deflecting Palm, because I couldn't protect my guy from it, and dealing me the damage was often game over. So in decks that were coming out fast with Seeker of the Way and Rabble Master, this was a much scarier card than Crackling Doom. So I felt if I'm playing the blue-white heroic deck, that would be great, or decks with Pelucranos or something like that.
Right, early on in the previous standard format, the Deflecting Palm was in the Jeskai aggro deck anyway, so it was something that was on people's radar. It's kind of drifted off now. Your Ordeal with Heliod's are in the board for obviously aggro matchups.
Mono red or the mirror as well. Also, Mortal's Ardor essentially serves the same purpose.
Right, +1/+1 lifelink.
Yeah, I really liked this card in the blue-white heroic sideboard. Every time I played it, I got more and more respect for it, because it can save a guy from Lightning Strike. You can, get someone in mid-combat, whereas Ordeal, you gain 10, but it's often, people see that coming a mile away. And with, I don't know how good it'll be, we'll see, but I imagine Mortal's Ardor plus Double Strike is going to be quite the combo if I can pull that off. Yeah.
It's going to look very similar to the Jeskai Charm in the Jeskai Tokens deck, where you just gain a ton of life out of nowhere. That's going to have the same presence there. Speaking of presence, another Johnny's Presence. Good against the blue-white control deck.
I would probably bring that in against any deck that runs Hero's Downfall, Murderous Cut, Sultai Charm. Anything that's looking to destroy my creatures. And hostilities, stuff like that.
Trying out some new cons cards. You got some Wild Slashes. A card you're scared of in general with the blue-white heroic deck. You got some to kill Mentor, the Monastery Mentors, stuff like that.
So coming into the tournament, I was really concerned about people playing Monastery Mentor, because it seems like quite the potent magic card. So I'm playing these Wild Slashes as a concession to that. Also, Fall of the Hammer is sort of another way to kill a creature, but you get a heroic trigger.
Born of the Gods, Draft All-Star.
It was probably easily the best common in that set. So who knows how good they'll be. At Pro Tour Hawaii, I almost lost in Constructed to someone Fall of the Hammering my guys. So it has potential, I guess.
Power effect, you got a couple of races.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. I think Glare is pretty standard too. The card that maybe is more unique is Ride Down.
Ride Down is the standout here.
I don't know if anyone's playing this card, but I thought it would be great to sort of ride down, Siege Rhinos or whatever. It just kills things. I had several other iterations of this type of deck in my mind, and one of them was just a red-white aggro deck without the heroic theme that played Ride Downs. And I thought that this is a great card. And I hope it'll do some great things today.
Very good at getting through Siege Rhinos and other just big-bodied creatures.
It's quite the surprise.
All right, man. Well, this deck looks sweet. You're 2-0 so far. I saw you playing with the Crow and Linebreaker. I'm like, we got to get you in the sideboard here, talk about the card choices in this deck. But it's very interesting to see the switch from the blue-white heroic to the white-red heroic. Just the pure power this deck has.
Well, we'll see how it works. Crow and Linebreaker's been around for a while, so he hasn't made a splash yet, but I don't know. I'm willing to risk it.
You're here to make that splash. Zach Jesse, thanks for sitting down with me here in the sideboard. Stay tuned to Star City Games all weekend long for the action here in the Washington, D.C. Open.